I'm sending you a whole lot of luck with these very cute Clover cards. Hello everyone, it's Kari from sunshineinmypocket.com, and I'm excited to share with you some very lucky cards. I'm going to be comparing 3 different ink brands while I use these very cute sets. These are from Colorado Craft Company. This rainbow one I have never before used. This one here though is one of my favorites for St. Patrick's Day. This time of year is the perfect time to create some lucky cards. I'm going to start by arranging the arcs of the rainbow, and I've only chosen 4 arcs today. And then I've got some Catherine Pooler inks, some Pinkfresh Studio inks, and I'm also going to pull out some Maker Forte inks, and we're going to compare them and build 3 different cards. So I've got the 4 arcs here, but I'm going to remove 3 of them because we're just going to stamp one at a time. And what I'm going to do is leave this arc on the MISTI and then stamp it up on 3 different panels using that first shade of ink. This one here is Pinkfresh Studio's Coral Reef, and I love this color. It's kind of a pinky corally color. It's a really fun rainbow color. Today I wanted to build some softer rainbows so they wouldn't overpower the little mouse with the clover. So I've chosen some really soft colors today. This one is Catherine Pooler. It's a girl. And I've used this quite a bit. I realized that I need to re-ink this one, but I'm just going to make it work by stamping it a few different times. Apologize for my light there showing up in the upper corner. Apparently I did not move that back far enough when I was doing this video. And now I'm going to choose some Maker Forte inks and see which ones go together really well. I have my swatch book here that I'm testing out the colors. I decided to choose Bubblegum, Lemon, Fresh Prince, and Neon Lights for this one. So we're going to have some variations in the color schemes for all the rainbows. So I'm just pulling out the colors here, and now I'm going to stamp that 3rd panel with our first color, and this one is Bubblegum. So I'm going to ink that one up and stamp that down, and once I finish this first arc, I'll go ahead and add that 2nd arc to this panel, and then we'll move it backwards through all the inks. So I'm hoping to make this a really quick rainbow building session by doing all of them at the same time, all the arcs. So now we'll move on to Lemon. This is Maker Forte. Look how beautiful that bright yellow color is. Now these inks will all dry back just a little bit, so they will become softer than you think. So I do stamp a few times with all of the inks. This one here is Tiki Torch from Catherine Pooler, and now I'm on to Apricot from Pinkfresh Studio. And look how quick we're building up our rainbow. So now I'm going to move on to the 3rd color. I'm placing the 3rd arc right there, and I'll stamp that down, remove that 2nd arc, and now we're ready to go with the Pinkfresh Studio 3rd color. This is Lemon Whip. It's another beautiful, beautiful yellow. You'll notice that in some of our rainbows I did pink, orange, yellow, blue, but in the Maker Forte I did pink, yellow, green, and blue. And that's because they don't have a very light orange to choose, and so I decided to instead skip the orange and just move on to the yellow for that one. Now we're going in with Fresh Prince. I think I missed the Catherine Pooler one. So that Catherine Pooler 3rd color was Tiara. And now the last arc for this panel here is Neon Lights. Such a beautiful blue. Then we have Aquatini for the Catherine Pooler rainbow. And then Pinkfresh Studio last color is Ocean Breeze. So that's how we built up all the rainbows. Now, a lot of people ask me, well, how do you choose your inks and what inks do you like the best? Well, I'm going to tell you, these are 3 of my top favorite inks right now. I have a lot of inks from a lot of different companies. The way I choose my inks is just by color, because sometimes there are some colors I'm looking for, but I also like some inks that stamp really well, and there are some that stamp, I believe, better than others. Now I can also do a full ink review with all the inks that I have, compare them and contrast them. If you're interested, let me know in the comments below. But you really don't need all the ink colors, or brands for that matter. Just pick the ones that make you the happiest. So here what I'm showing you is, I'll get back to that in just a minute. Here what I'm showing you is I'm doing the clovers now in colors to match those rainbows. So this Maker Forte one, I wanted to match that beautiful green that's the Fresh Prince. So I'm doing kind of a lime green clover. And you can see up here I have the YG07, YG03, and YG00. And with these same colors of Copic markers, I'm kind of going to create a little hill that he's sitting on. This is just to give you an idea that there's this hill that's completely full of clovers. So that's what this is right here. And I'm just simply using those Copics and then blending them through with the lighter Copic colors. That's going to really give you that feeling of a hill. Very simple to do. Just, I'm not paying too much attention, just kind of giving some grassy feeling there too. So there's our first panel. For our second panel, I wanted this to match that blue of the Aquatini. This is the Catherine Pooler shades of ink. And so for this one, I have chosen some darker blue-green colors of Copic markers. I decided to start out with the lightest color of Hill, and then I'll start in with these shades of blue-green. So we've got BG18, BG13, BG11, and G20. The fun thing about these clovers is you can really color them in really quickly without too much shading or trouble. I did go back through some of them to create darker shadows. Like here we go, I wanted it to be a little darker, but mostly I did that on just the larger clovers and went through the rest of them very, very fast. So you can see it's a very simple coloring, and you can use any medium that you want. I just really love my Copic markers. So I'm just going to go through and color up all of those, and there's our two panels. Look how different they look with those different shades. For the last one, this is the Pinkfresh. I'm going to use even different colors. I wanted to match that ocean breeze just a little bit. So for this one, I'm using even different colors. YG17 is the first one, and then we're going to move right on to a more blue color. This is BG01. And then I'll go ahead and blend that all the way through with YG11. I'll finish up the clovers off screen so you don't have to watch me color those over and over again. But I did want to show you how I colored up these cute little mice. I don't know, they could be hamsters too. I guess they could be whatever you want them to be. And I'm just going to color their little noses and their ears with the R20. And then I'm going to use some E50 shades to color up all of them. So this one here is E53. I'm going to create kind of some splotches on them, and I'm going to make some of them, I'm going to make one lighter, then I'm going to go darker and then even darker on the last mouse. This is E51 that I'm blending that through, and then I'm going to bring in E50. And using these colors, it's so simple just to color up a mouse. This one is probably going to be my lightest mouse, but I did think that those spots should be a little bit darker. So here I'm bringing in a darker shade, the E55, and then I'm going to just make those a little bit darker. See, just like that, and I might go through and blend those out just a little bit, but I kind of like that look. Isn't that a cute little guy? So I'll color up the rest of them just the same, but I am using the darker shade from the beginning, E55, and then blending those through. But you can see how these just come to life as you're coloring them. Super simple, super easy, and just to make things easier on me, I do them all exactly the same, and you're going to see the difference at the end here. This one here is the Maker Forte ink panel with those bright shades of green, and then we've got this last one here, which is the Catherine Pooler. I colored up him a little bit darker, so I'm going to go ahead and put these side by side so you can see. There we go, Pinkfresh, Maker Forte, and Catherine Pooler. Now I'm going to go ahead and heat emboss that beautiful sentiment, "May your blessings outnumber the shamrocks that grow." And I used gold embossing powder on that because I always think green and a little gold is perfect for this time of year. I'm going to go ahead and put this first panel on some dark green cardstock, and I cut that panel down just a little bit, but I only wanted to cut a little because I wanted to keep the full rainbow. So what that did was just offer a small amount of green around the edges, which I thought kind of wasted a lot of paper, a lot of the green cardstock. So for this next one, this is the Maker Forte one, I went ahead and used the green color, which is Fresh Prints, and I went and swiped that along the edge of all of the sides. This is going to give it a green outline, and it's going to look a little similar to the one we used the green cardstock on. And then I thought I would go ahead and ink a little of that ink on the hill as well, give it a little more brightness. So you can do that if you would rather, instead of coloring it on with your Copic markers. And then I went ahead and used the Aquatini around the Catherine Pooler one. That will match the last arc of the rainbow for that one. And now I've thought I need a little more gold brought in, so I've got some sequins here that I'm going to use on this first one here. There are gold sequins, white, iridescent clear, and different sizes of green as well. So I put a few of those around there. Now on this middle one, I'm using the gold gemstones, and then I've got some gold, what do you call these, baubles? They look more like shiny gold pearls though. And so I used that on that last one there. And then I went ahead and attached that with one of my favorite embellishment wands. This one has some gemstones inside. I really think it's so beautiful. So I went ahead and put all of those on, and look at the difference. Now here's the Maker Forte inks with the bright green. This one here is the Catherine Pooler inks with a soft rainbow and a softer blue-green. And then we've got our Pinkfresh Studio inks with an even softer green. And I just love all of them. They're a little bit different. They're nice soft rainbows, but they all have a really fun feeling. So I'd love to hear which one you like the best. And thank you so much for stopping by today. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to hear more about inks, please be sure to leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. And I will be back real soon with more card making inspiration. Thanks for stopping by. Bye-bye.